Okay, we are back and we are live on the Video Ranking Academy Hangout on a Tuesday night, 7 p.m. in Pacific Standard Time. Thanks for jumping on. I'm going to make sure we share the link. I just crashed one because I unplugged my mic and I couldn't get it to register again. So spread the word with the new link as people are jumping on here. And I'm posting this on the pages in the Facebook group. Welcome. Sean here. Great to have you on the call as you're just joining or on the replay. And we'll spread this new link around, make sure people can find this. Here we go. Great. Good to see you. How's it going? I am pumped that you are here. This interactive Video Ranking Academy private group Q&A, channel reviews, content. It's going to be awesome. Jump inside of the Facebook group. If you can have two different windows open. That'd be great so that you can engage in the questions over there in the group. And just want to welcome you. Hope that you have a beverage of some sort. I am drinking some lemon soda water. It's pretty exciting. And we are going to get through some awesome content this evening or this morning, wherever you are. Okay, let's jump into it. So, couple things. Welcome again. My name is Sean. I know we met and you've been going through the modules, but super excited to have you on this particular call. Here's what we're going to do. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up, but the first thing that you could do is jump inside of the Facebook group. And I know probably everybody's already been doing this, but there's a picture in there that says questions. The picture in the Facebook group, it says questions. And if you have any questions during this session, we can jump on those. Heather's helping me out. She's putting the questions in order so I can get to all of those on this call. And then we also will do some channel reviews. And if you would want to have your channel review and it hasn't been reviewed, you could post that. Just say, yes, please review my channel. We got a lot of great content. We could just learn from each other, and then the small tweaks that lead to giant peaks that we can make on our channels. And so if you would be willing to have that happen later, then let's do that. You can post that in the group as well. And so here's what we're going to be going through. And there was 2 calls today to give 2 different time zones. I'm going to go a little bit faster through just the main content so that we can get to your questions and interaction as soon as possible. But what we're going to be covering today is, here we go. Video Ranking Academy, interesting gradient fade on the side of that image. There we go. All right. So welcome. We're going to jump through this stuff and then we're going to jump into your questions. So be posting those in the Facebook group and we will get started. So thank you so much for being here. And really, thank you again for investing in Video Ranking Academy, investing in yourself, your business, your brand, and for hanging out in this community. It's incredible. We're going to share some case studies, the results people have been getting. And I'm just super grateful for you. And I'm grateful for your passion to build your income, influence, and impact with online video. We just mentioned you can post your questions in the Facebook group and we'll get to those. And we can jump into some really specific tactical stuff. So we'll go through this agenda quick so that we can get to your questions soon, but we'll cover a strategy session, talk about a few case studies, jump into Q&A, and then do some channel reviews. And what I wanted to cover really quick, and again, this is in the members area of the other one, but for new people that are on, just going to cover this in just a few minutes, is just the big idea. And I think even repetition is powerful. The big idea of ranking videos that I think is that is very powerful. And that is channel growing, money making, brand building videos start with a good idea and good research. And so to back that up, I recently just posted a video and it's how to Snapchat with no hands and ranks for how to Snapchat without hands and a lot of different terms. And it was a video that I share this because I want you to apply this in your niche. What can you do that's a good idea combined with good research that could do really well? So the video ranks, it's got 7,000 views in about a week. It's probably gonna have 100,000 views by the end of the year. And I recommend a product so it has an affiliate market kind of income element to it. And so this idea came from a friend, and this video of how to Snapchat without hands, it was actually somebody else was like, hey, I found this cool Bluetooth remote and it allows you to record Snapchat videos not using your hands, and you could do it wirelessly. And so he showed me, and I thought, aha. So the point there is that the idea doesn't have to be original. Like, you could just be listening, always open for cool things that you could turn into a video for your channel. And secondly, I jumped onto a trending topic. So it wasn't just an idea that I heard, but Snapchat right now is like really hot, and something to consider that actually as video influencers, it should be a platform we're very much taking seriously. And it's got a lot of growth. And so I jumped onto that. I thought, not only is this a good idea, but it's also something that right now is being searched a lot. And then once I had been that far, I researched to find the best positioning for the idea. Now, this is a huge distinction. People don't know what they don't know. So if they knew they wanted a Bluetooth remote, I could title the video CamKicks, that's the brand name, Bluetooth remote review. But they don't know that there even is a Bluetooth remote and that it would be relevant for Snapchat. So the question people are asking, as I did some research, I'm typing the YouTube search bar, people are saying, how do you Snapchat with no hands? Turns out that's a search. I figure out how to word it. I do all the Video Ranking Academy tips and tricks. So I probably spent 30 minutes to an hour figuring out the title and the angle. And I know we're all time stretched and we have, none of us have enough time, but remember, it's so worth it to create a video asset, a library of ranked videos that give you views while you snooze. So 6 months from now, when this video is still growing my brand and growing my influence and doing affiliate sales, I'm not going to have regretted spending the extra time to research and find the best positioning of a video. And then I spent extra time on the ranking strategy. So once I kind of had the feeling like, man, this is good, but it's a competitive niche, I spent extra time sharing it more on social media, making sure I did all the steps in the video ranking modules in the rank. There's 3 different ranking modules, going through all that stuff, doing all of it. I don't always do all of it because some videos either just work or I know that they're not as good. I knew this one had potential, so I spent extra time on ranking strategies. So this 4-step process for you and your videos is to really start with kind of an idea. What's hot right now? What's a good idea? What are just some of the initial starting ideas? Then to really spend time in research, crafting the title. Then you create your video, of course, good content, and then launch it and rank it. And so how do you find good ideas? And these are some super relevant, cool ways to find good ideas. One is blogs in your niche. And so you could find video ideas. What I've noticed is people can get blogs written a lot faster than people can make videos, sometimes by 6 months. Sometimes the videos never get made because a lot of times videos are harder to make. Like people, need to turn a camera on and turn some lights on and shoot during the day or whatever. But people will put a blog out instantly, like news. They'll put out 5 things if there's some new fitness trend or there's a new business trend or anything. So when you jump on blogs, type in your niche, best blogs, go to Google, type in best blogs in your niche, and you can get a lot of ideas that could be turned into videos and jump on trends. Also books. So if you're reading even old books or new books and just thinking about what inside of this book could I turn into an idea for a video, other YouTube videos. And in some cases, I wasn't the first person to make a how to Snapchat with no hands video, but the other people doing it had kind of just put the videos out. They weren't optimized according to the video ranking formula. They also were a different solution to the problem. But it's okay to put out a better version or a newer version or a more efficient video of something somebody else has done, better ranking principles, and just put your unique spin on it. Magazines are huge. They've got little articles, little pop outs. Your video might just be, I would seriously consider subscribing to magazines in your niche. And there's trade magazines there. If there's not a magazine for your niche, then your niche is probably not clear enough. And it's going to be really hard for it to be, probably effective over the long term. Everything. I mean, I think about my dad. He's got guns magazines and electrical communications magazines and super niched out stuff. Jeeps, there's food, fitness, business, marketing. you know, music, all these kind of stuff, right? So there's definitely magazines. Subscribe on Amazon, you know, $17 for a year subscription or whatever, and then go through their marking pages for like, well, that'd make a good video idea. And then Facebook groups, like niche Facebook groups. What are people talking about? What do people have going on? And so what are some good ideas, starting ideas in your niche? And maybe you'll have a few sparks on this call. And how could you position your videos to rank? So once you have the idea, that's like the answer to the question. But then you go back to say, well, what is actually the question that they're asking? And so, for example, in the video influencers niche, sometimes, and helping people with YouTube, in one sense, the question that most people only know how to ask is, well, how do I get more views and subscribers? So I was just thinking about this the other day. I was like, we kind of have to keep titling our video that or something as a variation of that. Because if we say how to do specific tactical, like even if I say how to rank videos, people don't, you know what that is now, but people don't even actually know what that is now. Usually they're not like, I wonder how to rank videos. They're like, I wonder how to grow my YouTube channel. So that's where the positioning is. But the great idea of how to help them do that is what you then deliver on. So maybe the video is how to grow your YouTube channel by getting your videos to show up in search. But it leads with the question, the biggest search, the felt need of your audience. And remember this, that one good video can blow up your brand. One good video can get you views while you snooze and build your income, influence, and impact on autopilot. And so it's worth it putting in the time and energy. So a couple Video Ranking Academy case studies, and we went over these on the past call, but I'll hit these really quick. Few quick tips on these. Live Love Latte, great video. And what I loved about this one, it ranks number 4 for Easter Tablescape. So that's great right there in the homepage, top page. Couple things, 3.5 views an hour, amazing. Every single hour, new people are discovering this. But what I loved about it is that it was niche and specific. And as I've been looking at your channels and going over everybody's content, I think that specific videos, I think our videos could all get a little bit more specific. And so it's not just a tablescape, but it's an Easter tablescape. So it's niched down, and it's a budget-friendly Easter tablescape. One holiday, one particular piece of decor, it's multiple layers niched down. What would be not powerful is like home decor ideas. That's too broad, but this one's super 2016. That's a specific year. So there's like multiple layers of niching down on this video, and it worked, it ranked. Great job. It's always super encouraging to see students getting results. The daily chat ranks for this video, what successful people do on the weekends. Great job, Carla. And the tip here is long tail keywords. I would write that down. Be going after not like how to be successful. That's 3 words. But what this is, go after keywords that have 5 to 9 words. What successful people do on the weekends. There's more distinction there, and she is ranking. And Carla's channel is relatively new, and it's getting 0.1 views an hour, but that's powerful. Most videos, remember this, most people's videos on YouTube, they get posted, they plateau, and nobody ever finds them again. So when you get those views per hour, that's 2.4 views a day. That means 2 new people who've never met her before are going to be introduced to her brand, and potentially somebody that can, be part of her tribe and community and what she's building for the rest of, life. So very powerful. Body Aid Fitness. I was mentioning this one because this is a great video to go look at for following the Video Ranking Academy formula. And I noticed in the record module, we go through that. And that formula, you can deviate from it. No, there's no rules that say you have to do that, but it is a very optimized formula that adds value to people. And I noticed in the comments, somebody said, this is my favorite video you've made yet. Now, she was probably saying that because of the content, because it's actually exercise content. But I think that when you frame your videos well, you give a hook in the beginning, you let people know what they're seeing, and you go through, you give people order and structure, it's powerful. Now, this video didn't rank, but still is getting great results. One of the big things as Body Aid Fitness is ramping up and getting things started. So still powerful things to learn from and to keep crushing. Jabin Postal on Postal Barbecue. ranking number 5 for the plural version and the regular version of smoked chicken breast recipe. That's huge. And then this video, this is what you want to see. Remember that you want to get the vidIQ plugin for free. You don't need a paid version. And then you download the Google Chrome extension for free. And this is how you get all these stats on the right here. And this is like Christmas lights to me. All these little blue numbers are all the different terms he's ranking for when it comes to this smoked ham video right here, including number 1 for smoked fresh ham recipes and all these variations. So great job implementing the steps, implementing the modules, getting results. You build this up. Remember, guys, do this consistently. Jabin, you'll look back in a year and you'll be like, man, I'm sitting on a library of great videos that are building this barbecue channel brand. And so that's incredible. And this right here is Nush. She's in London doing a beauty channel. Same thing, like Christmas tree lights. Boom, blew up in a niche. And this is the video that I think we can learn a lot from. It's teeth bonding, just like my Snapchat video. This video tapped into something that clearly people are interested in and that nobody had really done content on. So she ranks number 4 for how much is teeth bonding, for how to fix teeth bonding without braces. I'd never heard of this before. That's the kind of ideas, guys, that you want to find. You want to find these cool ideas. 3 views an hour. Now think about that. 3 views an hour. That's 72 views a day. That's almost 16,000 views a year. She's still in the early stages of her channel. That is insane. You do that over and over again, 16,000 views a year. That proves this, that one video can introduce you to 70 new people per day, every single day. So if Nush, takes the day off and it's family day, doesn't feel good, wants to just chill out one day, doesn't make a video, 72 new people still that day are being exposed to her brand and what she's doing. So this stuff is working and is powerful. This is great, ranking for a lot of different terms, having a great niche, having a distinction. Philo, Pixie, Karen, great job. Their student, cinnamon French soaks, yummy inspirations, great job ranking. Cinnamon sugar French toast sticks, the longer key. So ranking for different terms, but as some of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keyword terms, ranking number 2, 0.6 views an hour, phenomenal. And doing a great job showing that there are things and niches in your niche, videos and untapped areas of opportunity that you can absolutely crush it in. So just as an encouragement, and we'll jump into the next part of the call, is that a river cuts through a rock, not because of its power, but because of its persistence. And it's building this up over time, not giving up. There's no question that making videos is a challenge. It takes energy. You got to set it up. You got to be present. It does take more than sitting down and writing a blog post. Both are an art form, but it is challenging. But over time, your persistence, you can carve out something substantial and something significant. And this works if you work it and you keep working it. It's not something that happens overnight, but it's something that as you build up over time can build something substantial. And I wanted to share something with you, totally transparently, so you could see no, hype, just real practical numbers of what building a library of ranked videos can do. And this is a screenshot of my Amazon affiliates account from yesterday. And so yesterday, I did $162.61 on autopilot from Amazon affiliates. I had calls all day. Then I went out with my cousin, met up with some other people. I didn't do any social media. I didn't post any new videos. I didn't have time to even think about planning new videos or anything at all. But yet still 162.61 came in just from one affiliate source because of ranked videos. And so you can do this. You could build this up and it goes up and down from here every single day, no matter what happens, because of a library of ranked videos. Like those 72 people that find you when you have videos optimized and you're just doing the steps, it could get you legit results. And I'm committed to helping you get there and build that side income and that passive income with your videos. And so to do that, we got to have our hustle mode on. Like, I know it's kind of Q2 now, and we're going into, the second part of the year, but I encourage you, like, it's worth it to put in the hustle, make some videos, find those good ideas. And none of us always get grand slams. Like, what we're going after a lot of times, sometimes the baseball analogy is this. Sometimes you just get a base hit. You're like, the video was all right. I thought I was gonna do a lot better. Sometimes you get a home run, but sometimes you get a grand slam. And we were looking at like Nush's video, has, a lot of her videos have like a couple hundred views. That one has 2,000 now, and it's going to have 16,000 by the end of the year, and it's just crushing. Then you're like, that's possible for all of us. And even me, I still am. It's not grand slams all the time. It's not even home runs all the time. I think what we're always trying to do, I was talking to Benji and Video Influencers, we actually just always want to get somebody on base. Every time you're making another, step forward, and you keep gaining traction, moving a little bit further, and just keep hustling in your area. And what happens is momentum builds. And once momentum builds, then you can have that passive income, influence, and impact for your brand. So hustle and build a library of ranked videos. So your homework is this month to do 4 videos. That's 1 a week. Now, you might already be doing this, and you might be doing more. You're certainly welcome to do more, but specifically from the angle of what we just covered, 4 videos this month that have a good idea, that have like been thought through. You're like, okay, this is trending. Like, this is something that it seems like a good idea. And then I'm going to do good research on it to really get it positioned right. Then I'm going to specifically polish and make that video good content that adds value. And then I'm going to really apply the good ranking principles. 4 videos this month. And in fact, I should cross out homework. It should be called fun work, because come on, it's not that we have to do this. It's we get to do this, right? It's fun. It could be hard. It could be challenging, but it's fun. It's a blast. We get to talk about our passion. And so do that. All right, let's jump into some Q&A and some channel reviews. You guys doing good? I hope you're doing awesome. And remember that you could jump into, that you could jump into the Facebook group on the questions tab, posting new questions. And if you're willing to have your channel review, you could do that there as well. All right. Jabin asks, I recently deleted a video that had 109K views in 10 months. And I understand that as 109,000 views. It was ranked okay, and it was still getting lots of traffic. But when I reposted it, I tried to re-rank it, and now it isn't doing well partly because of the trend and every video is titled the same. How would you navigate the congested terms and begin seeing the once ranked videos ranked again? So Jabin, fortunately, my answer to that question is you should have deleted the video. If you but you bringing this up is good, because here's the tip for all of us. One cool thing that Jabin has done is he's put out a video, no blue numbers in vidIQ, no ranking, and he's changed the title, repositioned it with maybe a longer tail, 6 to 7, 9 keyword phrase, and then boom, a video that wasn't ranked can rank simply because there wasn't competition. So if it's not getting results, you could always reposition a video. However, if a video is getting results and you retitle it, you could change the description, you could change the tags, but if you change the title on a video, it gets re-indexed. So it gets repositioned. And so if a video is doing well, you want to like set it and forget it. Even if there's something wrong with it. I mean, if it's getting results, let it get results. So that would be the answer to your question. And there's not a ton you could do right now. You could still try, but it had that initial positioning and it might not be possible to regain that. And then how would you navigate the congested terms? When there is a highly contested, a highly, aggressive term, I would say that a lot of times I would not go after where there is the highest competition, especially specifically until you have channel authority and you've built some momentum. So what I would much rather do than go against like of all the top videos with a lot of big channels that are doing on terms, then try like, this is actually talking about the baseball analogy. What I'd rather try to do than try to like go for grand slams is I would try to just get on base and not go against those heavy hitters. And I would sneak up like the tortoise and the hare rather than trying to have overnight success. I want to slowly and steadily go for less competitive areas, go for areas that I can get in and build up my channel. And rather than try to get, it'd be great to find a video that's getting 20,000 searches a month, rank for it, and then just blow up overnight. But 200 searches a month and just steadily building videos a year later, and people are like, where'd this girl come from? Where'd this guy come from? And then YouTube has seen consistency. You've built channel authority. There's a whole bunch of videos that are bringing in people, and then you can go after some of the more competitive terms. So that's definitely a strategy. Alex asks, what is your advice for lighting glasses? I would like to keep mine on, but is it worth the bother? My advice for lighting glasses is almost 100% of the time, a ring light wouldn't work. That's probably not what you're using. So what you need to do is take your lighting. And so I actually have this light right here, and you need to pull it to the edge outside of where the glasses are, still let it light you, and sometimes raise it. And then what you need to do is not move your head. And I've shot with people, I've shot like whole shoots where it's like, keep lifting your head and you just kind of keep it in a realm, and then that reflection won't be there. And it's trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. So two light sources and move them off to the side. And then if the reflection shows up, that's kind of fine, but it's trial. It really is trial and error until you little by little, you move the lights around, the reflection gets right. And I think it is worth doing. I think also there are better glasses than others when it comes to like reflection free a little bit. So a few tips like that, trial and error. Carla, what is the best time to release a video? Afternoons or mornings or weekends? I found that I posted at all times, but I'm not sure if it's the best time to post. Great question, Carla. The best time, the first thing to do when considering when to release a video is to actually base it on your target audience and their psychology. So I was just on a call with someone, and they're they live overseas, and their initial audience, it would be like UK time. And so if that's your initial audience, then you want to post relevant to whoever is your core audience. And one place you can go is into your analytics of your YouTube channel and figure out who those people are. A lot of times your initial audience starts with your initial community, friends and family. So you would post it in something relevant to that. So then the psychology is, do you want them to see it when they get home from work? Do you want them, usually a video has like kind of a 24-hour period of being in the news feed. So it might be okay to release in the morning. People could still watch it when they get home from work. The second thing is this, and this is a lot of data. I've done a lot of research on this. The general curve of a week for email marketing, for social media, is that things ramp up. Monday is good, and then it ramps up, and the peak is Wednesday, and then it starts to ramp down. And by Friday, people are kind of getting into the mode of, it's the weekend. They're starting to go out. They're also tired. Like on the end of the week, like your joy level is going down, your exhaustion level. You're like hoping that the weekend comes. So you're not just jamming on as much stuff. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are kind of like the peak 3 days of when people are opening emails, really engaging on social media. And then weekends are usually the lowest. So people break this rule all the time. The third thing is just consistency. So if you should say, maybe your thing is like Saturday morning with Carla, coffee with Carla, then Saturday morning is the best time to post that video because you're building it like a brand with an audience that's when it happens. And so some people, the weekends works, but my target is to, then for the last thing, what we do for video influencers, I try to get all of our videos out Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because I want all of the rediscovery traffic of a week to find those, because people maybe are coming on throughout the week. So I try to front load it in the beginning of the week and then share it all week long and focus on those 5 business days. So a few tips and thoughts there. Javid says, if you feel like the likelihood of being able to rank your video on the first page is slim, do you sometimes try to optimize your videos so they will become suggested videos? hoping to piggyback on a highly successful one, that et cetera, et cetera. So what Jabed's saying is, do you try to get in the related videos or the suggested videos at the end of other YouTube videos? I do. I will say this. There is some, I don't know if it's still effective. I do it less now. We did it a lot at the beginning of Video Influencers. You can put other channels in your niche's channel name in your tags and show up as a suggested videos to those other channels. So what you wouldn't do is you wouldn't tag Justin Bieber and you have a cooking channel, because Justin Bieber is not a cooking channel, but maybe there's other people that have cooking videos. And to go deeper on that, real growth hacking would actually be like Laura Vitale does cooking videos, would be to include it in your actual title and actually make the video more relevant about Laura Vitale, like maybe like your favorite tip from said cooking person. That would be a huge strategy to show up in suggested videos, because it's relevant. It's a little bit of growth hacking, but it's like, it is value. You're not doing it in a weird way. You're like, you know, one of my favorite channels is these big barbecue guys, and they taught me something, and I want to show you my modification of that and have that in the title. A lot of people, sometimes they don't even title their own name in their own title. And then, but in the tags. And so there are other YouTube, you know, coaches kind of, and people in that space. So there's times where we've put those in the suggested, in our tags, and experimented with that. The other key is you want to really show up in your own tags, your own related videos. And your goal is to dominate all of the related videos so people never leave your world. So that's another way that you'll get repeat viewers. And the way to do that is having not just all the keywords that you tag your videos with, but always to have some consistent things. For instance, we always put video influencers in our tags. But more than that, when I went to CES, which was an event, Consumer Electronics Show here in Vegas, on my tech channel, Think Media TV, I created a tag that was Think Media TV CES. And about 14 videos came out from CES. And what I wanted to do was I wanted that series to be at the end of all the other videos and to be in the suggested videos. Tags lets YouTube know these videos are all related. So that tag is not trying to rank. It's a trigger to say associate these videos with each other, so that as people, I wanted them to see all the different stuff I did at CES and bounce around. Even if I had annotations at the end, it's another way to get more traffic on your videos. Brandon says, what are some ways of promotion of videos besides social media and YouTube groups? Great question, Brandon. Besides social media and besides groups, physical street teaming. And so, I mean, like, so for real, I was just in Vegas. I'm still in Vegas. I'm in Vegas right now. I was at a conference, and where relevant, you don't want to be the guy that's like going around, or the girl that's like, it's not a self-promotion thing, but when people say, hey, what do you do? In fact, this is kind of off topic, but I think super valuable to follow up more and just be more thorough on one-to-one connection. I want to make a video about what to do at a conference and how to follow up. Everybody I talked to, I heard about what they did. They told about what I did. I got business cards. I took pictures that added people on Facebook, added them on Twitter. 100% of the people after the event was over, I sent them a tweet. I added them on Facebook. I sent them a message. Thanks for connecting. I didn't say go check out Video Influencers, but what I have done is I've optimized all of my social media to have that value proposition that says I help influencers crush it with online video, and then to have a link to what I'm doing. And so I was like, hey, nice to meet you. Please go look at my stuff and take your time. It was just, hey, it was great connecting with you, and really then following up after that event. So that's like a one-to-one connection. And actually some of those people were like, hey, you mentioned your YouTube channel. Can you send me a link? So obviously the communication form is social there, but that like actual interpersonal relationships thing could be definitely a way of do that. Another thing that you could do is you could do a lot of free talks or do like a meetup. It's amazing with meetup.com. That's a cool site to check out. If you want to network with people in your space and connect with different people, you could jump on there. I've been going to local meetups. So meetup.com is a cool resource. If you haven't gone there, go there and look what's happening in your local event. Again, one of the big things that you don't want to do is go in with like this pushy sell thing right up front. You just want to build relationships. But my hope in some of the meetup.com stuff is I'm going to marketing meetups and so on and so forth, is to eventually speak in those spaces. And you could do the same thing in your niche. I think Gary Vaynerchuk has a powerful video called 1 is greater than 0. And it's this idea that we are sometimes, again, always looking for that grand slam thing. Like we're like, if we're not going to get 1,000 views from this, why do it? And his thing was, no, like one person is worth it. And he took a whole year where he did 365 podcasts and went on 365 shows in 365 days. And even if that person's audience only had 6 people, he would go on the show because 1 is greater than 0. So just reaching one person, one by one, is worth it. And you mentioned not using social media. Here's the thought. Not using social media to just say, hey, my new video's out, but using social media to go out and build meaningful connections. So that just happens to be the vehicle to just, and to not be thinking about the long term, to not be promoting your channel right off the bat, but to just build relationships with people. And I kind of know what your content's about that are in your community that'd be interested in similar things. Jabin asks, when it comes to asking for product partnerships and sponsorships, what is your typical process? Also, if you're pitching a specific review, what would you provide and how much compensation is typically appropriate for a smaller channel so that you can get your reviews in the top spots? Product partnerships and sponsorships, what's your typical process? Number one, this will be good for you. Trade shows. I'm about to go to CES, NAB, National Association of Broadcasters. So we're going to go. We have consider this. We have like no favor going in. Nobody knows who we are. We're totally strangers. It's a noisy world. But we go in with some kind of a media kit, maybe something on an iPad or just like, a media kit saying what your channel is about and what you're doing, or not at all. I didn't have one at CES. I had one. We never used it. We'd go up to channels, go up to like booths and just build relationships with people. And then they say, what do you do? And you're like, oh yeah, I have a barbecue channel. Out of this last CES in my niche, I got something like 10 sponsorships. 100% of those, I didn't get paid from anything, but I got like a couple grand worth of free product in my niche for doing reviews, like review videos. So that is one way to do that. Another way was we reached out, we got a sponsorship. Somebody sponsored our first tour because of pitching. I think studying selling, there's a good book called Pitch Anything. I think I interviewed a guy on Video Influencers named Juan Pedro. He's in Chile. He just kind of went in and just oversold his channel because he just pitched it. So he ended up getting like Nikon, McDonald's, and all this stuff to sponsor him and his girlfriend traveling the world and creating vlogs about it. And that was kind of his background. It's an interesting story. It's worth watching. But the way he said it, he put a suit on, he went in, he had a PowerPoint, he practiced it. And so I think just figuring out who you want and just positioning it, you can get things that are far disproportionate to even the size of your channel. And how much compensation is typically good for a smaller channel? Good question. So FameBit is a good site to look at, and you need 5,000 subscribers. That could make it, if you're kind of being more of a YouTuber as a Video Reiki Academy member, you could get in FameBit. And a lot of times some of the lower offers is like 100 to 250 bucks for the video. So there is like barbecue tools, and there'd be like aprons and like creative things that would be even relevant for you. You could, you get maybe, and I would pitch it low, because if they're saying 100 to 250 and you're just right at the threshold, you might only get 100 bucks, but then they send you the free thing, and their product is on Amazon. So you could do that as well. And so here's a great tip. Hey, check this out. Socialbluebook.com. Socialbluebook.com. You guys are going to love this. This, at least, how accurate it is, it's pretty solid, but it gives you an idea. You can hook up your Facebook page, your Twitter, your YouTube. It's going to rate the engagement. It's going to rate everything, and it'll show you what it's worth. And what it might show, from what I know from your channel, it actually might show that if you produce a video for somebody, it's worth $50. But that's like really good for where you're at. So I work with, of course, YouTubers that their videos might be worth multiple thousands. But man, I mean, if you just did a video a day, that'd be $50 a day, you know, hypothetically. So socialbluebook.com. And this next question is similar. Carla, can you give us an outline of what a collaborating email should look like? Do we add links and stats of our channel? And how do we ask without looking needy? And also, if the channel is bigger, tell us some incentives for us to offer them and the other channel. So great question, Carla. Collaborating is, here's the top 2 ways to build your YouTube channel. Number 1, ranked videos. Number 2, collaborating. If you work those 2 things, then you could absolutely crush it. I think what I do is I use Twitter. I send an email and I follow up on Twitter, and I ping pong between the 2. So most people's YouTube channels have a place where their business email is on there, and you could go there, you could send them an email, and then I tweet them and I say, hey, I sent you an email with some ideas about possibly collaborating. Love your work, appreciate you. Let me know if you need anything. And some people, it goes dark, you know, forever. Some people I never hear from. And then I have like an Excel spreadsheet, and we have Google Docs, and I just repeatedly show up, not in like a too often way. A couple weeks later, I might reach out to the person. The email is a little different, because for interviewing at positions, that's different. Although, Carla, I'm going to say the specific advice for you. You should interview people on your channel. Like, you should interview success, personal development people, and start an interview series, and then maybe Friday. Just an idea. I mean, you don't have to do that. Because it's such a better dynamic if you reach out. Hey, I love your stuff. I read your book. I love what you're doing. I'm doing an interview show on Fridays, and I would love to have you on. That's easier for people to say yes to. Collaborating, if you're like, hey, you post a video on your channel and you post one on mine, is going to be a little bit harder. But the flip side is I would collaborate with people that are of similar size. And just find other people and just do it up and just reach out. I think really literally just reach out. I don't share stats, but here is what I do. And I do my best to optimize my Twitter bio and my picture, I make sure that it's all clean. The links are right. I do my best to optimize my channel. We'll do some channel reviews, and I link to it because my thought is they will, when they check me out, consider what is their impression of you, right? Like, when they just go, look, they're actually going to make a gut reaction in like 6 seconds and go, even if like, oh, the channel's not that big, but the branding looks solid. Like, and so I just kind of put that in there. I say, in the specific format, hey, influencer, their name, Sean here with Video Influencers. That's a hyperlink. And I would love to interview you on our show. Now, here's the last tip, even with other collabs or whatever. And then I'll say, I personalize emails, no spam emails. I do a template. And then I say, I know our audience would love to hear from you about your tips on Snapchat, you know, lighting, the things they're experts at. It proves that. And then I say, here are some examples. Your biggest goal, all Video Ranking Academy members, is to get your examples, and you got a growth hack to get those first examples. So I have Chalene Johnson. If you don't know who that is, she's one of the biggest fitness celebrities in the world. She's on Video Influencers. People would say like, how'd you get her? I tweeted her. Our channel was small. She had no idea who Benji was. She didn't know anything. It was the grace of God, destiny, and timing. I don't know. Like, you just got to reach out. But I consider that like a keystone connection. There was an affinity there. It was a good timing. She happened to be checking her Twitter. You know, you just keep putting in that hustle. But then that's one of the main ones that I share with others. And then I consider which pieces of my content that I share that would be relevant to that person. So if you could get a couple keystone collaborations, interviews, use those as your examples, and then they go, oh, well, I don't need to even think further. A snapshot of this person with somebody. Here's another hack. You could go to an event and do whatever it takes to shoot a 2-minute, 60-second video with the speakers. You know what I'm saying? So growth hack, like put in the hustle. And we did that. We interviewed Gary Vaynerchuk, huge influence in our life, 5 years ago. We went to his book signing, bought his book, stood in the book line, other people in the book line. And as soon as we got up there, we just go, hey, I was ready to film. It was somebody else interviewing. We go, hey, Gary, can we shoot a video? He goes, sure. And he walks around, sits down next to him. We turn record on. It was about 3 minutes and interviewed him. And so just growth hack your way. But what your goal is to get those first few. And then what happens with those first few is those examples open up the doors to others. Nathan, I understand how to research can be done to find possible topics. However, it's not clear to me what ranges of searches per month make something a prime target or not. Given that a channel has less than 1,000 subscribers, how many monthly searches are reasonable for me to target? What other specific things should I look for? Brilliant question. The first question is you should look for as much as possible. You also, the second thing is, and I think, in my niche, one of the greatest examples would be this. So I make gift ideas videos around the holidays, and I've done it for a couple years now. And so on YouTube, I would do something like Christmas gift ideas. This ties into the theme of this whole thing. Christmas gift ideas. This search gets something like 90,000 a month exactly. And this category of keywords gets like 14 million in December or something. So it's insane. And the potential traffic off this search term is absolutely massive. But if we look here, this person has 2 million subscribers, 289,000, 3 million. And so this is suicide. And I actually tried it last year and it didn't work. What I did was I changed my keyword later, 2015, by the way. And I actually did rank, not really in a super relevant spot, but there you go. So huge tip, you at least throw that distinction in there of the year and go a little bit longer tail and not try to be as general. And you could do all right. But here's the point, even as a small channel. I went through Google Keyword Planner and I found a term, cool, Christmas gifts. The reason I rank #1 for this and that this video has 60,000, I made the two videos at the same time. The other one has 16,000. This has 60,000. And unless somebody in Video Ranking Academy tries to knock me out of this position, which bring it on. I would have no problem with you copying this exact title. Why? Total vacancy. Total vacancy. This isn't because, okay, it is optimized well, all the principles, it's good content, but this is the finding those ideas and those empty spots and opportunities in your niche. So that's what you're looking for. #1, #2, yes, the traffic itself you have to test the competition. That's the key. Like you look at the video, you're like, good term, good idea. Is the competition? What's the competition? You could go through the modules again too. Some of the things, if they didn't title the title exactly right according to the search phrase, that's an opportunity. If they don't have very good tags, that's an opportunity. If their engagement's low. So you want to verify and see, is the competition bad in the ones who are ranking? So what I discovered with Christmas gift ideas was that they were doing a good job. They were good videos, good thumbnails with like millions of subscribers, kind of like a hopeless way in. Furthermore, though, I think that it's totally reasonable. And to give you another example, it's totally reasonable to target lower search phrases. So this is a kind of a cool case study. What makes good content? That's not very good. It's probably not the search term. What is the search term? How do you growth hack YouTube? That's a private video we sent to Gary Vee. We actually are having Gary Vaynerchuk on the show. That's kind of cool. What makes good content? Let's see how this thing's doing now. Okay. So here's what we ended up ranking for: good content on YouTube 2, how to make good content 3, how to make good content 4. So we, point being here is that any of these search terms are not very big, but we started with the idea, and then we got a search term that maybe 50 to 100 views a month. And so I guess the principle and answer to your question is, I'm happy to go after 50 searches a month, a couple hundred, but I also want to go after those ones with multiple thousands. And I think it's a mix. Now, the thing to reference that we did here, even in coming up with ideas, is we started because I was reading this book, which I actually recommend that as video influencers, there's so much value in this book, the Ask Gary Vee book. And so what we did is I read its part and I was like, man, that would make a good video. And so it was 4 tips for making great content. It's his 4 tips. And we did it for a couple of reasons. We wanted to add value, be able to tag him and show that we talked about somebody else in a book. So you could do that. It was his 4 tips and we just said them and didn't really try to add anything, but just kind of expound on it. Cause like, who are we to think we can, add to it? But you could watch this video to kind of see what we did. Huge affiliate opportunity because you can link to the book on Amazon, super relevant. And we recommend it with integrity because we wholeheartedly believe, it is a great book. It's a book we're reading. And then it turned into a video. So these search terms, what makes good content on social media, these are search terms that are not highly searched, but we're ranking for them 3.7 views an hour. So I hope that answers your question. All right, are we ready to do some channel reviews? Awesome. Okay, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me tonight. Now, guys, I'm so pumped that you're on here. And because it's night, although it might be morning for you, I'm happy to jam past the hour. So we'll just keep going. This video will be in the members area. And so you can check that out there, as well as the link will be live for a while in the Facebook group too. It'll be live there forever. Okay, let's do some channel reviews. So disclaimer, give me permission and I can't hear you. So I'm just going to assume you're okay with me just being just kind of brutally honest, sharing some thoughts off the top of my head because I want to help. I take your success seriously. And I believe that your success is a reflection on you and on me. And so I really want to help. I'll just kind of give you some thoughts. And I think this is valuable for all of us because learning from these distinctions of what other people are doing, this is a good time to capture some ideas for your channel. And if you have any other questions or would like your channel reviewed, keep posting them on the questions tab in the Facebook group. And let's jump into this. So the first is Jackie G. How's it going? Okay. First thing, one thing that we can all learn from. Here's something that's kind of cool. So it's great that you have a video here and some people don't. What you've done is I think you've turned on a channel trailer. What's more powerful than the video here is an actual channel trailer. But if you don't have one, and to be fair, I don't have one yet. We shot one. We took it very seriously and we're working on it to really position us, to brand us. And what a channel trailer is it should be about 60 seconds and it's pitching the value of your channel. So that'd be something to create. Good use of playlists here. We learned something earlier from a Video Ranking Academy member, and I see it at other places. Her top playlist says start here, and it's like an introduction to her best content. That's Live Love Latte. That's an idea. What you want to do, and I think you're doing a good job here, is it's very clear what your channel is about. You've got hauls, you've got thrifting. That's phenomenal. This is great. The fact that your icon and your cover photo are not redundant. This is good for the personal brand, and this adds to it. I think it's bad if it's the same. So it's like your pictures here and then your same pictures here. So that is great. Here's what I would do on your cover though. Fashion, beauty, and lifestyle is great, but it should say something like new videos every week. And even better would be new videos on Tuesday, and Friday. So that lets people know they land like the schedule that is going to be playing consistently. And the one other thing I would do in a noisy world, a tagline can be very powerful. And so something to consider one way to sum up what it is that you're doing, and you could put that in here, you know, the distinctions about how you're different. So taglines. This about tab is good for all of us. A little piece of me. I'm a designer, fashion, beauty, lifestyle vlogger. Check out my daily vlog. Subscribe. I would put a little more in here. I might say, hey guys, introduce yourself. And then maybe also say, on this channel, you can expect, you know, you're saying that weekly fashion, but maybe a little bit more. Pitching the value. What you're trying to do in a very relational friendly way is convince, you're trying to sell somebody their time, their subscription, their energy. Like, so I'm looking like, I want to know, what is the value? Why should I stay here? What can I expect? So you could go a little deeper there. Great job with the business inquiries email. Everybody should be doing this. If you don't have this set up, then people can't reach out to you. And so a lot can come that way. Good job with having the social media and having the social media on the cover. If you haven't updated, any members, if you haven't updated this and it's not your most active, most important social networks, do that, update that. And then lastly would be your thumbnails are phenomenal. Great job of keeping the text readable and simple. Great photography. Here's the biggest feedback that I think could help you absolutely crush it. Video rate is what we've been talking about, is doing much more specific titles that have the potential to attract specific people. So thrift shop fashion, in my opinion, is too general. Haul, used all the time. Style, used all the time. Outfits of the week, used all the time. Here's what's interesting. What's in my bag is used a lot, but one of the reasons why I'm thinking that this video is actually doing so well, and that's amazing, is because Michael Kors is in the name. That level of focus changes everything. If it's what's in my bag, there's tons of what's in my bag, but now what's in my Michael Kors bag? And that gives it some distinction. And this is interesting. You rank #1 for Michael Kors backpack. You don't rank at all for what's in my backpack, too general. And so guys, across the board, there's power. So it was more videos like done in the research phase that are more specific, that are less general, than you can add to a library of ranked videos that will build up over time. So don't be afraid to plant a flag of being specific. All right. Brandon, you're the gentleman. Okay. Great job on a couple things right here right off the bat. That's awesome. You do have a channel. Welcome to the Year of the Gentleman's channel, where you're pitching, talking about it. So this is good. You also are using affiliate links. That's great. And here's a tip that applies to all of us. If you don't have anything that you recommend, something that a lot of people are always looking for is, hey, like, what gear did you use to make this video? And you could just copy paste that from video to video and include that in the description. So good job, because those are right affiliate links. So that's great. You could, this is pretty good as far as your playlists. I might do, yeah, whatever's priority for you. So you got that for just the general tip for members. You know, your homepage wants to be your curated experience of your best content. This is also great. You're saying what you get when. Sunday, Tuesday, you get a comedy skit. Sunday, you get Gentleman Sunday. Thursday, how to get money and make more successful. Saturday, smooth Saturdays. Okay, so a couple things. One, you expound on what this is. It works for some people, but this is something I learned a while ago. Being clever in marketing and branding sometimes is not helpful. Gentleman Sunday kind of makes sense to me, but I think being utilitarian can be a lot more helpful. For example, we used to have a brand called Think International, and we named our videos Think Random, Think Thoughts. We named a category Think Thoughts. We named a video Think Leadership. That kind of makes sense. We named a video Think Creative. But what I learned in that process of doing that for years, comedy skit, that's clear what that is. How to make money and be successful is like, tips. I get that it's kind of tips, but I think like really planting a flag, like what it is, could be huge. And then the other thing that's kind of my general thing here is you definitely are going after the personal brand. You could still go after that, but I might figure out what direction you want to go and go deeper in that direction. So if you want to be a YouTuber, that's the vibe I get right now. I might not even call it You're the Gentleman. I would call it like your name, because you're telling stories in here. But with your content, there's YouTubers that are huge, established, that can go all over the place. But I think planting your flag in a specific area, a comedy skits and then tips on how to make money and be successful. It's a little bit all over the place as far as the niche. And I'll say, let me see, how to tie a tie. Now, this might not be as much as your passion. You figure this out, but let me see the guy that I actually know him. I've met him a couple times. Let me see here. How to dress men. Real Men, Real Style. So just as an example of someone to compare to, I would check this channel out. Maybe you'll find out that this isn't the direction you want to go, but he just completely has clarity, and there isn't comedy skits. And here's the thing, there isn't comedy skits, but you can be funny. That's actually a powerful thought. There isn't tips on necessarily like being money and successful, although you could incorporate that, but having a niche and clarity is super, super powerful. And so I think that really defining that could be huge, if that makes sense, if it's going to be, because that's what I get by You're the Gentleman. I get that it's all going to be how to be a gentleman, how to dress, which is a great niche. But I think honing that down, and maybe you don't need creating laughter. People learn once they find you from the utilitarian how to do something for style. They're like, man, this dude is funny. So you don't have to say you're creating laughter. You just are. You don't have to say you're spreading knowledge. You're helping people with that specific gentleman tip. So just a few thoughts. At the end of the day, you got to do, you want to follow your passion, but I think that would be a way to really plant your flag, stand out. You could still spread knowledge. You could still create laughter, but then really just be like, this channel helps you look good, feel good, think good, dress, style, etc. So a couple thoughts there. Oops. All right. Carla, the daily chat. Great. Couple thoughts. And actually, let me go back. Sorry. Let's go to this. Same thing on the social networks. Put your top ones up here. And then here's the thing, guys. This is actually a big thing for video ranking. And this is a challenge for me. Separate thing is you got to figure out, sometimes our social networks are all over the place and we appear like we're wandering. And so something to consider is that, and actually Carla does a good job of this, is like what happens on her Instagram very much is in line with her YouTube. And so here's actually a thought. If your Facebook is so personal and so different, maybe you don't link it here. And this is just general thinking on social. But what is up here should be additives to the same brand. So if you're doing success tips, personal development, and motivation, they get the same thing on Instagram. If all of a sudden Instagram's all about your dog, it doesn't necessarily align in with the brand of your channel. So that's just a little thinking on social media strategy. So daily chat, brilliant. It's clear what it is. Again, maybe saying new videos every week. Here's what your title, though, inherently communicates. It communicates that it's going to be daily. So it doesn't have to be, but it communicates that. So maybe that just says it. In fact, I would say new videos every day. Kind of cool. 15-second motivational videos. Start here, personal development, how-tos, good. Channel trailer, put that on your to-do list. That pitches the value of what people can expect on your channel. One tip for all Video Ranking Academy is you could create more playlists, even if you don't add them to your homepage, that support your video for ranking. And this is part of the ranking modules. And I encourage you to really like even rewatch those, go deep on those. But just to give you an example, when I wanted to rank Snapchats and tricks, and I wanted to rank this video, I created a new playlist. This is another signal, another trigger. I created another playlist of how to Snapchat with no hands. That's the video that ranks. But then I went another keyword that supports the Snapchat brand. It's something that I want to add more videos to later, but even if I do not, playlists are a way to add more, like basically link juice. So definitely people could be taking more advantage of playlists. Good about page, good business inquiries, great. I make inspirational videos that keep you motivated and smiling. Awesome. All the stuff that you're doing, awesome. And you're doing great. The last thought, great thumbnails, is I did notice, like, you are doing these 15-second videos now. And but here's the reality based on, these, and actually maybe, I don't know if these multiple came out in like one day. I might have spread those out more because I see 4 days, 4 days, 4 days, 4 days. But here's the reality. What successful people do on the weekends, it just kind of shows you the disproportionate, 160 views versus 3 views. Now, obviously that just came out, but even 21. And so it kind of shows you the amount of effort and the amount of different things. I think that's huge. But Carla, here's the power tip for you. Instagram just released 60-second videos. I would make a new series, and we already, I think, talked about this, but I would take that very seriously to figure out how to make the best 60-second videos in the world. And here's what's cool, is those will be relevant for YouTube. I would think 15 seconds is not relevant to YouTube. It's just too short, unless it's a viral video and it's a cat video and you're like, oh, it gets the laugh. People come to YouTube for more substantial content. Snapchat clips can be 10 seconds. Vine is 6 seconds. YouTube needs to be more. The cool thing is I think 60 seconds could be a huge boost in the day. And I would think about, with graphics, with music, with energy, in 60 seconds, you could give 5 tips. And so I think that your Instagram future, combining that with these YouTube videos, could absolutely have you crushing it. And so, but great job. Thumbnails look good, and super impressed by how your channel has been developing. Great job. Hope everybody's doing good. Thanks for jamming with me. I'm going to get through all the channel reviews. And so I know that we're past 8 p.m. in Vegas here. And so we'll jump into some other ones. If you need anything else, post them in the comments. We'll be on for a few more minutes going through these. But I hope you're doing well. And let's keep going. Nathan, that Christian vlogger, faith in the first person. First off, how often do you post videos? Put that up here. I think I love faith in the first person, but I think that's your tagline. But okay. And we talked about this on the earlier call. Here's what everybody on Video Ranking Academy needs to do. Here's homework. Is you need one sentence. I think you should have a tagline, but I think you also then need a sentence describing your channel. So here's what we do. On Video Influencers, we say, hey, what's up? Sean here with Video Influencers, help you build your influence, income, and impact with online video. And on this channel, we post interview videos with influencers, as well as tips and strategy videos to help you crush it. So if you're new here, definitely subscribe. So something like that. You could see that could take 10 seconds. I say it all the time. It's like deeply integrated. I think that is essential. And so if you're like, hey, what's up? That Christian vlogger here, bring you faith in the first person. On this channel, I post vlogs, tips, whatever. And then I think if that reflects in your cover, so then that branding and all that thinking, and that's not necessarily easy. I mean, you don't want to treat that lightly. Once you have that, weave it into all your social media, weave it into your cover, weave it into your videos with text and verbally. And that's just branding across the board. And then it's just repetition. And you probably, like a broken record, every video and here's another tip. Every video, you want to be talking to your audience, but always assume, especially with video ranking, always assume you're talking to a stranger. So you need to reintroduce yourself, repitch yourself. And so that'll help you do that. I think a channel trailer here would be great, but it's good that you're utilizing some stuff. I think start here would be good. And then your categories, since I know you do vlogs and some different things, you could go vlogs, but then more pitch. So if you just say vlogs, it should be every single thing that you're doing, you're selling. Does that make sense? Like you're pitching, you're trying to convince somebody who's busy, who's like being lured away by Netflix and busyness and something else and other channels. So it's like a sentence that pitches the value. So vlogs, yeah, like however you could position that, Bible study videos or whatever, etc. So figuring out those strong categories and pitching the value of the category. Good. What you do, I think more about exactly daily vlogs. If that's what it is, then that's what it is. But see, you're doing more than that. And so I think articulating that and focusing on that. John Jorgensen, obviously you know who he is, and he's over in Related. He's got so he's doing like the same thing every Wednesday. Like he's got a couple consistent things. I would find the consistent things that you're doing. What happens Wednesdays? What happens Saturdays, depending on how many videos, and then really have people coming back and expecting to hang out with you consistently on that. And then good thumbnails. They are readable. I mean, there's not a lot they definitely got a lot better from here. Like the whole game changed. Your thumbnails are looking great now. Although your text could really be better. Just a little tip, like how to could get significantly better. I guess you kind of want them to see you, and share your faith could go all the way out. You want to use every inch and know people are looking at it small. So just a thought, like, I feel like that could be a little bit more readable, and you could actually make it a little bit bigger. But saying that, I don't know that that's going to move the needle a ton. Like you're doing great. Like those look really, really great. And your growth has been great, and some of the videos you put out are crushing it too. So well done. Yummy Inspirations. Great job on the cinnamon toast recipe. Love it. Channel trailer, something we should all do. I think you've got your created playlists. That's great. You could add more here. When you think about start here, like what is your best first impression? Like what would people make them fall in love with you? I love this. I love that. And you can't hear this, guys, but in the first 6 seconds, she shows like the final result, pitches, and says, keep watching. Amazing implementation of the Video Ranking Academy framework. And then having a cool, consistent intro. Love it. That's great. Nice and quick. And then it gets right into the content. Good branding. Make sure these are your top social networks. I would crank up. Okay, so these are great. So I'm seeing, okay, what you're doing, I get it. And I'm pumped. I might change your icon a little bit. And you don't have a ton of real estate. I get that. But like, okay, so if you're back, like if that was kind of your background, like experiment it with it, because on YouTube, I think the face, the personal brand, strong, but how to make it look as great as these photos. And so maybe look around and see that, if that makes sense, like a little bit of the same kind of color that pops here. And if I can catch a little bit of a food vibe, maybe, and I don't know if this would be your vibe. So maybe like the chef's coat, you know, or something like that. So I kind of get that feeling there, but it's a good picture. That should stay the same. This should stay the same. And then this should be bigger though. Kind of tough to read this. Nourishing your family with wholesome food. Brilliant tagline. When do you post videos? And if you could go even more detailed, recipe videos on Tuesday, or at least a line that says new videos every week. But this, if you put a white bar of text and cut out the Y, because if it overlapped, it'd be weird. This could be as long as this whole thing. If that was larger and it's nourishing started there, then it could fill the screen a little bit better. And that could be, because I really got to work to figure out what that says. Or you could flip the font, keep this cool branding, and then make that just a little bit more readable and put it all the way across here or something. So play around with that, because you're pitching that and new videos every week or however much you post. Good job. Okay, so you got this. Perfect. So put that on your cover. For more inspiration, social media, that's great. Did you know that I've written 3 books? I didn't. That's really great. And for you, and actually we have a bonus coming into the Video Ranking Academy modules, that building your email list is something that we should all be doing. And it doesn't have to just be something you do right away, but whatever you want your people to do the most, and what you're trying to do should be this first link. And because you have books specifically, I would want to probably give something away, like a guide, a meal plan, and they click their free meal plan. They're on your email list, and then your goal would be to build out an autoresponder, and all that stuff will come in the bonuses of Video Ranking Academy when we post that video. But then that could lead, since you already have these books, which is awesome, and then those could be dripped out in your email autoresponder sequence, and your videos can very much grow that. So I hope that makes sense. Good thumbnails. One thought, I like it when you put the text on there. I think text, never needing to repeat. You don't need to say turmeric salted cauliflower recipe and put that on there, but you could say turmeric cauliflower. Text always kind of adds while still letting the image speak for itself. And these look great. The other thing I think could be also things like, and I think we talked in the Facebook group about this, huge Amazon haul unboxing. That's cool. That's going to serve your audience when you position it that way. These are going to serve your audience. I mean, we even see some ranking over here, which is actually, like, it's amazing. There's not a lot of people doing a 2016 Amazon unboxing. So you're number 5 for this. Well done. Go Video Ranking Academy. But as I look at a few things, and you're doing great, I think finding more ideas like this is just a tip for crushing it in the future that had some vacancy on it. I mean, let's even consider it's 4 times as big as this haul. So we all want a return on investment on our energy. When you find these good ideas and you do the research and you put out the kind of recipes that discover new people, it's crushing. And why? Because it ranks in a bunch of terms and it gets views every hour. So keep doing more of what you're doing, make a few small tweaks. But this is going great, and really look for those ideas that can help you grow your channel. Let me just say, your niche and obviously your expertise is amazing. You have a ton of value to add. So don't quit. Like, you can optimize, I think, stuff and start getting some awesome results. All right. We can land the plane here. We have another channel review, and then I can try to land the plane on any other last quick questions you have, because I want to add a ton of value. We'll be getting together in a couple more weeks for another one. And on the next Hangout, you're not going to want to miss it. It's going to all be about the quickest way to make money on YouTube, like the fastest from point A to point B, and a lot of cool things to share. So that'll be happening later this month, as well as a few other topics and the latest stuff. I couldn't even get to all the SEO stuff that I learned at this conference. There's just a lot of cool stuff coming up. So be ready. All right, Orlando. Great channel. We're here. Live, laugh, love, laugh, and live well. First thought is, okay, so I assume that because I see this, I think that the channel is about weight loss and cycling and weightlifting. The banner doesn't tell me that. And then your name doesn't tell me that, which is fine, because if the channel is going to be branded around you. But I would get on the banner clarity about what the channel is all about. And from here, I'm seeing that, okay, you got a welcome to my channel video. That should be right here. I think that would be your channel trailer. So that could go right here, because that's what you want that to be your first impression. And for me to determine, what are you all about? What are you doing? And why should I subscribe? On here, I might say Orlando Massis, right, like right here. And then under it, this might be your tagline, but it would be almost better like weight loss. And let's go here. Weight loss motivation. So helping you, your kind of tagline as well as what your pitch is and what your value is. That's huge. So as soon as I get here, it took like everything we just, I've kind of been stewing on this. We've been here for like 30 seconds to 60 seconds. People's attention span is they make a snap judgment. And so you want that first impression to really plant a flag about what your channel is all about. And new videos every week. That is a great line. And I also might, like, you're certainly welcome to, of course, be creative. Everybody is. I might get kind of like a good profile headshot. Like I love, you got a rad vibe in these photos and these thumbnails here. And so, and then also when I see the cycling, I might make this photo be like a really good shot that makes you, that's clear that you're kind of in like a cycling type shirt. And that is a branding piece. One little tiny square, maybe the helmet's on, it's in some good lighting. I'm like, okay, boom. And I'm resonating with other cyclers. It shows a little bit more of who you are. And does that make sense? And then you pop there. And then I would also work on the cover in the same way. Even your thumbnails down here definitely show heavy cycling leading towards weight loss. I think you could update the cover to really push that down, and then you could attract that tribe of people. I might build this out and consider you're talking to one person. Here's a tip, everybody. You're talking to one person and you're pitching one person like, hey, thank you, one person, for stopping by my channel. On this channel, my name's Orlando, and on this channel, I share videos with weight loss and motivation tips, etc. And then, look forward to keep coming back, etc. So you can work on this and maybe look at some other channels to just pull some ideas and then come up with your own deal. Whatever social networks, I'm not sure what other ones you're active on, but if those are them, then that's great. If there's more, then you could update that section, and only the ones that people really are going to continue to get value and you are active on. I think definitely jump into playlists, use playlists category, not just for ranking, and those are in the ranking modules. If you've gone through those yet, you'll learn more about how that even helps your videos rank. And then organizing your videos for the first page and whatnot. And then on these, I think the biggest thing, these thumbnails are good. Like, this is cool. Like, that makes sense. Point of view, that makes sense. And finally, doesn't really make sense, like what this is going to be. And something I would encourage you, every single video is an opportunity to rank. And when you're posting multiple videos a week, this video could be, so it's kind of a vlog vibe. Love this. This is cool. Your transparent PNG. So okay, you're in Austin, Texas. I would go through, depending on how much you've gone through the modules, and just be looking. So, okay, so here's basically for just all members. This video, your picture, that title is relevant for the 66 people that follow you. Yes, he's posted a new video. These 38 people, 4 people like it. Your community, you're adding value to them. But every single video is a chance to meet new people, and that will not meet new people. What's the value? What happened? Where'd you go? And one thing to consider as a vlogger would be to consider, I kind of like what Nathan's doing on That Christian Vlogger. I try to do it on my Snapchats. I see different people do it. Would be to consider adding content and value, and maybe that's in this video, of teaching on what you're doing. 5 ways to speed up your bike. And throughout your daily vlog, give those tips. So then there could be relevancy in the title. And the best water bottle, and then everyone having like something to anchor down on, which also puts it in the title. And then following the formula, even with vlogs, that you want to have the title, if it says whatever the title is, if it's tips, so many different distinctions, a local Austin thing you're reviewing, a cool location, tour through a certain park, tour through a certain trail, review of a certain trail, all kinds of things like that. Then make sure that at least right at the beginning of the video, they hear that value. Even they hear like, you know, in this video, or like today I'm going to the park. Then even if you don't get to it to a few minutes in, at least they know there's alignment between what the pitch was here, tour of the Austin, you know, the downtown Austin bike trail. Hey guys, today I'm doing the, you know, Austin Trail bike trail. And then you still do the 10-minute vlog, you still do your other stuff. But now total strangers that want to check out that trail, find around downtown Austin, can discover the video and potentially discover you and connect with your channel. But great job. Love what you're doing. And super thankful that you are part of Video Ranking Academy family. So, all right, team. Final thoughts. Thanks so much for hanging out on this second call. Everything's looking great. Like, I'm super encouraged by what you guys are doing. It's amazing. If you got like a journal or someplace as you're going through, if you have any challenges at all, of course, there's the Facebook group. And I know that lots of community, great things are happening there. And if you haven't jumped in there yet, jump in. But be saving your questions, because in a few weeks, we'll get the information out soon about the next Hangouts. And with some new content, we could do more channel reviews, look at even the progress and some of the wins and future case studies. But remember, have hustle mode on and be looking for those good ideas. If you got to go through the modules, do that. And then lastly, if you, in the Facebook group is two things. If you have it downloaded, download them there. We'll also send them out an email, but they're there. You can download them. 51 money-making ideas, video ideas for making money on YouTube. Some things to creatively spark ways to monetize your channel for what's relevant for you. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. And then the ultimate title formula. There's 7 different title formulas. And so Orlando, this is something to check out, that you could plug and play with title ideas, with examples of ranked videos in each title. And you could print that out, save it on your phone or your iPad, and always just plug in your titles to those formulas. Can you deviate from those? Sure, but they're proven, they're working, they continue to work, and they can help you just like a formula. Niche plus keyword plus equal, you know. So download that as well. You could scroll down in the Facebook group to download those. Keep hustling. Keep building that library of ranked videos. Momentum grows. Sometimes you feel like you're pushing a rock up a hill, but once you hit a tipping point, then momentum's on your side, and you're turning your passion into profit. You're turning your creativity into a career. You're building your influence, income, and impact with online video, and you're catching momentum because ranked videos are getting you views while you snooze, and you're doing great. So love and appreciate you guys so much. Well, I'll see you in the Facebook group. We'll talk soon, and let's connect on social. And until next time, keep crushing it, keep smashing it, and we will talk soon.